Good morning, everybody. So right now I'm out here at IRWD San Joaquin Marsh, just out doing some a little more casual birding today. And it's been not bad so far. I'm sitting at about 9 species. You can hear the common yellowthroats chipping in the background. And over on this pond we've got some green-winged teal and northern shoveler and a big group of blue wings back there. So far not too bad. There's also a couple phoebes flying around, some lizards like this guy down here doing some push-ups. There's the common yellowthroat who just went off. Overall, it's been a pretty good day. We're gonna see what else we can find out here, but yeah. I feel like I normally see these phoebes on an individual basis, but there's a pair hanging out on this marsh right now, which is pretty cool. They're fun birds, even if they're common as all heck. Every time I come to this marsh, there is one thing that is almost certainly true. And that is, there goes a pelican, but that is that this male hummingbird is going to be sitting on this branch. And there he goes. There's a common yellowthroat singing down right in here. There he goes. I kind of want to see if I can get him to perch up, but I doubt that's going to work because I almost never can get them to do that. And there he went. He just went right over into there. So maybe there's a chance if I'm just a little patient. There's a bush tit flitting around right in there. Believe it or not, there's also in these shrubs a ruby-crowned kinglet that I saw for about 5 seconds. I actually saw the crown, so I know it's not a Hutton's vireo tricking me or anything like that. I think that's him hopping around up there. Yeah, right there. But I'm not sure. It's also still oops all yellow rump season, so there are lots of yellow rump warblers in here, which is fine. It's just boring. As a Missouri transplant to Southern California, one of my all-time favorite things is this here. This is Artemisia californica, otherwise known as California sagebrush, and it is just one of my favorite plants. But the main focus right now is going to be everything that's on here. It's hard to tell, but there's some avocets out there, shovelers, and there's also some pretty good shorebird movement, especially out on that island. So we're going to see what we can get on those. So I'm not super used to seeing these guys this out in the open, but this guy's really going to town on this tree. I almost wonder if he's not carving out a hole for him and his mate to use as a nest. But it looks like he's attempted another one above the one he's pecking at right now, so he could just be looking for food, although I somewhat doubt that. Still pretty cool. I don't get to see Nettles woodpeckers like this very often, so this is nice. This marsh is also going to become a really popular nesting spot for these tree swallows here pretty soon. They're not here in very big numbers yet, but there's probably been about half a dozen of them so far today, and I suspect those numbers will only get bigger. A violet green swallow in amongst these guys would be pretty nice, but that's kind of a coin toss, especially this early in the season. Oh, that was some cool behavior. So I didn't talk about it a whole lot, but now that we're back here looking at these shorebirds, for the sandpipers I counted a little around 75, and it's a ratio of about 1 to 1.5 western to least sandpipers. So that's like 30 western and 45 least sandpiper, give or take. I'm trying to do more ratios with shorebirds instead of counting them all as a raw number, because especially when you get to places with a lot more, it's harder to do that. There's also some dowitchers around here. These are assumed to be long-billed. I haven't seen anything on them to be short-billed yet, but because we're this far inland, it's just assumed. Yeah, this is a small shorebird pond. This is just a foretaste of what you're probably about to see. Alright, so this pond is a little bit busier. Right now I'm zoomed in on 1 blue wing, 3 shoveler, and 2 cinnamon teal. 3 shoveler and 2 cinnamon teal. If you zoom out, you can see there's a whole lot more going on. We've got ruddy ducks out here. There's an eared grebe down there for some reason. Don't know what he's doing here. There's also swallows flying just about everywhere. There's ruddy ducks, the one that just dove. There's a couple bubblehead, a couple ibis, actually only 1 ibis. And it's just been lots and lots and lots of stuff. The biggest group is over here, which is mostly cinnamon teal and shoveler. Right now I'm at, I think, well in excess of 150 shoveler and at least 50 of all 3 teals. Actually no, only like 15 blue-winged. But still, this pond's produced a lot of birds for me today. There's an ibis with some teal. Yeah, this pond's been pretty busy today. But not too bad. It's not very, there's not a lot of shorebird activity, which is really good because I don't want to count more shorebirds. But yeah, this guy's been pretty okay today, so let's see what else there is around. This falcon just came in and threw everything off. I was recording a video about a sparrow, and then this guy comes in. And he's taking swoops at stuff. No luck yet. No hits there. This is really cool. I've never had this much luck filming a falcon hunting, so this is nice. That's cool. So what's cool is this guy's actually a second one. There's 2 falcons hunting over the marsh right now. The other one's flying a little more off to his right. And I thought I saw his shadow go overhead when I was filming the other one, but I didn't confirm. And now here he is, off doing his thing. Wonder if there's a nest nearby somewhere. My camera does not want to focus on him anymore, so I'm going to stop trying. Look at this weirdo. That's a soft-shelled turtle, just cruising through the water. Some of the weirdest little turtles I've ever seen, I swear. Where'd he go? There he is. He's just moving right along, isn't he? What a cool critter. I love the sound of marsh wrens calling. It's gotta be one of my top 10 favorite bird songs. If not, it's up there. Because holy cow. They are nice, aren't they? Just wish they weren't so darn secretive. That would make them a lot better, in my opinion. But I'll take what I can get. Here's a nice pair of Clark's grebes. At least I'm pretty sure these are Clark's grebes. I'm not seeing anything super crazy that makes them stick out as hybrids to me at the moment, but hybrids are very common out in at least here, so I kind of have to be careful. But I think I'm going to mark these 2 as Clark's for sure. And I'll mark the rest as slashes. I'm not marking any hybrids today. I haven't seen any that would justify it to me. There are a couple others out here too. There's one right there. There's another one back there. But most of them are tucked, so it's hard to say for sure. Thank you, plane, for flying over right now. So grebe ID isn't an exact science, but this guy is what I'm marking as a pure Clark's. Very clear orangish bill, and that area around his eye is a lot more pale. This guy I'm marking as a hybrid, because his bill is a lot duller, but it's very intermediate between Clark's and Western. And that area around the eye is a little bit darker, so I'm marking him as a hybrid, which looks like this is a Clark's and hybrid pairing. And then coming back over here, where was he? There he is. This guy I'm marking as a more clear Western. Overall yellow-green bill, very dark around the eye. And this is his mate, I think, but she or he is hiding, but looks to be more Clark's-like. Yeah. So we've now hit this island that has all of the white pelicans on it, but it also has, if it'll focus, a brown pelican on it today, which doesn't normally happen, but does happen every now and then. And it also has, where was he? That guy on the right, that cormorant, I'm about 90% sure that's a neotropic. I'm gonna grab some dock pictures to see if I can confirm it, but it looks neotrop to me. Yeah, so I've confirmed this cormorant on the right is neotropic. Noticed it initially because of the size. It's just so much smaller than the double cresteds next to it, but also, if you look and zoom in on its gape, the double-crested cormorant's orange gape squares off in more of a box shape, whereas the neotropics becomes almost an arrow or a triangle. And this guy's got a triangle through and through. It's hard to tell in the pictures, but he's got one, so I'm marking him as a neotrop. This might be my first time ever having a California thrasher here, so that's pretty cool. Normally I see these guys in drier habitats, but I'm not too surprised that this guy's here. They do love sagebrush after all, and look what he's right under. Nice little bird. These guys don't always get as much love as the Annas, but I think they're just as cool in their own way. I do appreciate me a good Allen's hummingbird. I do wish he was a Rufus, though. I need one of those this year still. Alright, now I'm back where I started. Finishing off the day with about 50 species, including a hybrid Western and Clark's grebe, and also a neotropic cormorant. So, all things considered, pretty good day. See y'all next time.